everyone! How exciting is this that we can do videos on here now? So I thought my first one would be an interesting one to do about my shoulder, because we were talking about that in a live the other day, and we were talking about the replacement surgery and how the bones were so damaged by arthritis, and that I needed what's called a reverse shoulder replacement. And that got me thinking, and I told you that in the live, that what actually happened inside my body, and what does that mean energetically? So I have sat with it and looked at it, so let me explain it quite simply. In a normal shoulder joint, the ball is at the top of the arm bone and it fits into a shallow socket in the shoulder blade. And that design works beautifully. It's how we were created, when the muscles and tendons around it are strong and intact. But in me, arthritis had worn my joint down so much that the cartilage had gone, the bone was damaged, and my rotator cuff, those stabilizing tendons, weren't able to do their job properly anymore. So the surgeons did something clever. They reversed the structure. And this is not the first time they've done it with me. It's done lots. They placed the ball component into my shoulder blade and the socket into the top of my arm bone. Why? Well, because this design allows the larger deltoid muscles to take over the lifting work instead of relying on that damaged rotator cuff. And it's not unusual, as I said, it's actually quite common in advanced cases like mine, but it is different. And so I found myself wondering, if my body was designed by the divine one way, and now it's structurally different, does that affect my energy? Here's what I've come to understand through my guides. Energy does not rely on the exact shape of the bone. Energy flows through absolutely beautifully and through the nervous system, through the fascia, through blood and breath, and through awareness. And so the implant is medical grade metal. It's inert. It doesn't block anything. It doesn't disrupt my aura. That's one thing I was worried about. It doesn't change who I am energetically. What did it change? Well, it changed the pain, obviously. Before surgery, my body was constantly compensating, guarding, bracing, inflamed, and pain is exhausting, especially when you have it all the time, physically and energetically. And when that pain eased in my shoulder, at least, something else returned. Flow. I had flow again. Now my shoulder moves differently. Yes, this is true, but it asks me to engage new muscles. It taught me my body a new pattern. But that's not unnatural either. That's adaptation. So our bodies adapt all the time. They adapt through pregnancy. That changes structure. Injury changes structure. Aging changes structure. But energy flows through function, and it follows function. And it's here in this part that feels important to say, that sometimes we can unconsciously carry a story that says, I'm not the same, my body is altered, something was taken. But what if nothing was taken? What if support was added? My shoulder wasn't weakened. It was just redesigned so I could continue moving forward. Energetically, that feels like resilience. It feels like allowing help. And it feels like learning to carry things differently. And there's something quite beautiful. Something absolutely amazing about that. So if you have, like me, a replacement, I've got two, a scar, maybe you've got a medical device or a body that no longer looks like it once did, you are not less whole. You have adapted. And adaptation is one of the most powerful, energetic qualities we possess. Isn't that beautiful? So you could place your hand on any part of your body that has changed and just say quietly, thank you for finding a new way to hold me. Because that's what our bodies do. They hold us in every version of ourselves. So that's just a little bit of what I got out of that conversation that we had. And thank you so much for bringing it up. That was really, really interesting to go through and to see what my guides had to say and see what came out. And I loved it. I loved that I still have that energetic flow. So that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you, my darling souls. And until next time, this is exciting. Bye.